All right, Shalom, Shalom. I want to start by saying, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi, Ka'alam Na Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Kokadash, and also double honor to the apostles and the elders of Grand Millstone. And Shalom to Yakim, my dear, pushing truth in the name of Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Kokadash. Okay, you brothers scattered on the four corners of the earth. Around back again. And this lesson is going to be a quick lesson. This is going into um the video I have I had down about the shooting that took place over here in Queensland, Australia. Where the cops were killed, and you look into that situation, it was really like down. Okay, without without obeying what the scripture says, all right. And when you listen deep into it, those people, they were like the so-called awakened community, people who was awake to what's going on in this society of the society of Esau, all right, okay, the elite ruling this this world, okay, but hey, them people that they didn't have Yahweh Shem Yahshua on their side, they didn't have the pure understanding of the scriptures, okay, and I wanna just do it, okay, for any individuals out there who got that type of spirit to where they want to uprise against the government, go against the government and just don't obey against the government. If if you're that type of individual, man, you're gonna end up like those individuals over here in Queensland who got shot and got killed by the police. All right, the Most High Yahweh Yahawashi is not gonna protect you. All right, because you are rebelling against the scriptures, man. All right, so this book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 1. Let every soul be subject to the governing authorities. And now the governing authorities of today is who? Esau, the so-called white man. All right, which of today will be the whatever the country you're living in. I happen to live in Australia. Australia have their government. America have their own government, but they all have the same laws. You obey the government. You obey the police laws. You obey whatever laws is out there. Okay, you obey them. It's the same laws, man. You still got the same laws around the four corners of the earth. You obey them. Okay, you can't just live in this society of Esau and be reckless, going around killing people who did you wrong. You think that's normal in the society of Esau? It ain't. And the reason why it ain't, let's check out. Hey, let's get this right here. Romans chapter 12. Yeah, Romans chapter 12 verse 17. It says, recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. If it be possible, as much as life in you, live peaceably with all men. It says, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith Yahweh bahasham Yahawashi. You see that? Okay? So we don't live in a society of Esau where a man might do evil unto you, and you're like, man, fuck that. I'm just gonna, get ahead and get my Glock and go put a wine in his head. All right, put a wine in his leg. you know, or if you trying revenge for yourself, you don't do that. And let's say you happen to have your gun on you, and somebody rolls up, and your life is in danger. Somebody's trying to kill you. You gotta protect yourself within your at your own place, your own house. You got evidence of it. Hey, that's you. That's you and the government for sure. Hey, how about Shimon Shah is gonna be with you if you really protecting yourself? Okay. But if the cops is showing up to your house, you did something wrong. You did something wrong. Guess what? Put your motherfucking hands up. Come out and do what they say. Obey them. Okay, it's easy, man. And that's why you see a lot of Jakes be getting killed here and there, get it gunned down, and then you niggas want to like do that whole Black Lives Matter, this and that. But a nigga was in the wrong. Like they told him to put his hands on put your fucking hands or your arms on your fucking head, and you didn't do it. And then you reaching up to your pocket. Where Esau, he fears Jake. All right, physically he fears Jake. Comes to you not having a weapon on you, he feels you. He feels you because he knows Jake is Jake is Jake, man. Okay, so he gonna blast your ass out and take your ass out, man. All right. So verse 20 says, "Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him." But this is really going to our own people, man. Like verse 20 says, "If therefore if thy enemy hunger, feed him." Hey, even you brothers, elders, and apostles, correct me on this. You might be on, walking around, in downtown or whatever. You see, Esau and he's low, you know, in a low state, and he's begging for money or food, whatever. You might really get him food. If you do that, that right there, it don't mean you're going off. Okay, it don't mean that, because you know what? At the end of the day, right? The person you fed that day, right? This is how I always pitch everything. So somebody, was asking for food, and I gave them, and they were homeless, they were whatever, right? And I said, man, you know what, man? Hey, look, I'm gonna give you this, okay? I'll give you, get, you know what? It is whatever it is. I'll give you food. And they happen to be Edomite or mobile or Hamite or whatever, right? I'll do it, because at the end of the day, let's say Issa trying to judge you, say you were this person, you're a murderer, you're a rapist, you know what I'm saying, trying to, because, demonize you, right? Those would be the people who's gonna come on and be like, nah, man, this person here really helped me out when you motherfuckers never helped me out. When all these rich Edomites were walking by, by me in their suitcase, and all I did is ask for $5 to buy food, and they didn't even give me that. But this individual here, you condemn him, bought me food, drink, gave me extra money, and helped me out. You know? And this comes from a homeless person. I always, pitch things like that. If I'm wrong, hey, I'm speaking as a man, okay? But I imagine things like that really happening. People of this other nation really coming out saying, "No, I knew that person. I hanged out. I was around him. He helped me out when I needed help." Okay, even though he never like celebrate Christmas, celebrate Easter, did birthdays, did all these other things, but the man was he had a good heart. The man was of a pure heart. I went to his house. He fed me. He gave me water. He gave me this. All right, he welcomed me to his house. Things like that, man. You gonna see that too, because of you being what it says. If you possible, be say if it be possible, as much as life in you, live peaceably with all men, because of that scripture right there, man. And I believe that's gonna happen. If I'm wrong, cool, but I believe that's gonna happen, man. Where somebody just shows up, be like, nah, he helped me out. He gave me this. Because I remember what me and the brother of him, man, one time, like, I don't know if this lady was Edomite, could have been a Jake who happened to look like Edomite, and she was going through it. And she was laying down by where we do our camp. She had a whole, like, a little bed. And we did our video. She came after, almost we finishing. She didn't interrupt us. And when we were down, she grabbed our bags and went, the little bed. And she asked for us to help her, to give her money to go buy food. and drop her to an area where she want to buy food. We did that, man. We went over there, we dropped her off, and she went and got her food. Now, like, let's say Esau is fucking televising us, and this lady happens to be, alive, happens to remember us. You think that lady's really gonna say, you're gonna point a finger, say these guys were this and that? I don't believe she gonna do that. I believe what she gonna do is that she gonna say, nah, man, these guys are innocent. Among all the people who are running in our area, exercising in our area, these people who was preaching the Bible, doing what they were doing with those weird signs, all right, they're the ones who took me to where I wanted to go to get food and gave me money. You see what I'm saying? I believe that, man, that eventually people will help. They're gonna, rise up and say these people are innocent. All right. It could be, it could be our own people, it could be different nations of people. All right. Romans 12 and 20. Therefore, if thy enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirsty, give him drink. For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Be not overcome evil, but overcome evil with good. Right, man? You see that? So let's read verse 20 NLT. Instead, if your enemies are hungry, feed them. If they're thirsty, give them something to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals of shame of their heads. All right? Let's look up the word heap real quick. Heap together, to heap up, to overwhelm one with a heap of anything. Metaphor, to load one with the consciousness of many sins. Right, man? Because at the end of the day, they're gonna be like, man, shit, I've done this now, and ain't no way I'm gonna condemn these people because they, it's just running with it. You see what I mean? Ain't no way I'm gonna do that. Okay, but hey, me reading Romans 12 and 12 and 9, 12 and 17 to 21, that really applies to our people first, though. It really applies to Israelites first. Okay, because remember the Bible was written for Israelites, but as we know for sure. It says here, be verse 18 says, if it be possible, as much as life in you, live peaceably with all men. All men. All right. You don't go around killing Esau. No, you don't do that. You be peaceful, man. Okay. Matthew chapter 5 verse 9. It said, blessed are the peacemakers, for they should be called the children of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Because eventually, yeah, man, like, Edomites you helped out, it being demonized, or these other nations that you helped out and you being demonized, they're gonna be like, yo, man, we believe that's it. Those are men of God. Those their heart is pure. And the way they're preaching is they're not lying about that. Because let's go here, right? Real quick. And I'm not saying, oh, Edomites like they're good people, this and that. No, I'm just saying like some of them are gonna really rise up, be like, no, those are children of God, and we evil, we have done evil. And how many you've seen videos of Edomites coming out saying like really like condemning themselves of what they have done. Okay? Uh Psalms chapter 64 and verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, or that I see them shall flee away. So that's what's gonna happen first. They're gonna be condemning themselves, coming out speaking all these things that happen, what they did to our people, and they're condemning themselves and they feel guilty about it. It's gonna happen. And those be the ones who's gonna really like can't do nothing but really, do what the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yashai is telling them to do. All right? Showing all these other, other Edomites, yo, we fucked, we condemned. The God of the Bible condemns us. All we have done is do evil, man. Okay? So that's why the scripture tells us to do certain things like that. Okay, and that's one of my favorite scripture I've been meditating on is Romans chapter 3 and verse 3. For with some did not believe, should the unbelief make the faith of the Most High with our effect? So the Most High forbid, yeah. Let the Most High be true, but every man a lie, right, man? You see, the word of Yahawashi is going to be true, and you trying to go against the word of the Most High, you being a man, you're going to be a liar. As it is written, that they might be justified in thy saints and might overcome when they are judged. Right. And that's how the elect will overcome Esau when they are judged. The words of Yahweh Hashem Yashai. Okay, it's gonna be so powerful that Esau won't be able to come against it. And you're gonna have many witnesses out there saying these are the true men of Yahweh Hashem Yashai, because the miracles, how they carried themselves, the things they did is happening right now. Okay? Let's go back Romans 13. Romans chapter 13, verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the high powers. Talking about your regular governments, whatever country you live in, right? For there's no power but of the Most High. So every power is ordained by the Most High. The powers that be ordained of the Most High. Okay, all these governors came from where? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right, he's the one that rules among these, little powers they be. Okay, he's the one who set them up. Okay, let's go here to the book of Psalms, chapter 68. Let me see what verses are. Just bear with me for a minute. Just bear with me. It's like here. Get this piece right here. Psalms 20. Right, it's the book of just like here. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 75, and verse 7. He says, right, for the Most High is the judge, he putteth down instead of up another, right? It's like, let me start from verse 6, all right? It's the book of Psalms, chapter 75, verse 6. For promotion comes from neither from east nor from west nor from the south. Okay, let's read that in NLT real quick, right? It says, for no one on earth from east or west or even from the wilderness should rise defying feast. Read different versions of it, right? King James says, for extortion comes neither from east nor from west nor from south. CSB extortion. So extortion does not come from east, the west, nor the desert, right? But it says, for the Most High is the judge, he put down one instead of up another. So that's where the promotion comes from. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right. In NLT, it is the Most High alone who judges. He decides who will rise and who will fall. You see that? The Most High is the one who's capable of doing that, setting up kingdoms, setting up, who's gonna rule. Okay, and these kingdoms come in, they set up their own law. What do we have to do? Obey them, as long as they don't go against, contrary to the scripture. Okay, you don't go around, doing certain things that are gonna get you in trouble. You be wise. The scripture says right here. Let's go to the book of Matthew. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 16. Behold, I sent you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. All right? This is what you do. You become that individual, man. You be wise. You take caution of the things you do. All right? Things, if a law, uh, um, certain laws, Esau is against those laws, you leave him alone. You just say, you know what? I don't want to put myself in that situation when this law has to be used against Esau. No, you just, you be aware of it, man. You become wise when it comes to it, man. All right. First Corinthians chapter 14, verse 20. Brethren, be no children in understanding. That's right, man. You can be a child when it comes to the understanding of the scriptures. All right. It says, how be ye in malice, be ye children, but in understanding, be man. We gotta be man. All right. In NLT says this. Dear brothers and sisters, don't be childish in your understanding of these things. Be innocent as babes when it comes to evil. You see that? But be mature in understanding matters of this kind. All right? So, certain things, man, you just have to lay it low. Okay? Lay it low, use wisdom, and that's how you're going to overcome it. All right? Lord, there's a couple of things I can mention in here, but I don't want to because just be ready to scoff and say certain things. But there's things out there that, you don't do. You can't go around doing, man. And you know what I'm talking about. All right. So Romans 13 and verse 2. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of the Most High. Right. You're going to resist it in the way of Yahweh bahasham Yahawashi. That they might resist. Stock you. Verse 2 in NLT says, so anyone who rebels against authority is rebelling against what the Most High has instituted, and they will be punished because everything, this kingdom of Esau, the Most High gave us a way to live and how to overcome it. Now, if you want to be a rebellious ass nigga, you say, nah, man, fuck all that. Everything was created for us. I'm going to go against Esau. I'm going to go start stealing, killing people who did you dirty. This is not. Like, you crazy, man. you know? Verse 3, for rulers are no terror to do good works, but to the evil, without that no, be afraid of the power. Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. All right? We're going to have to read that in the NLT. Like the individual over here in Australia. All right? They're on the right track and all that. But one thing they didn't have is understanding scriptures or the Most High being, on their side. They went ahead trying to take things in their own hand. Their ass got taken out. So for the authorities do not strike fear in people who are doing right. Right, man. Hey, you living, peacefully among all men. Hey, man, the authority ain't gonna come at you some type of way. No. The only time Issues gonna come at you some type of way is when, they're coming after you because the truth. And that from there, the Most High is gonna protect you, man. Let's get the scriptures here real quick. Just to show you that's true. That's right. That's really what the scripture promotes and speaks on, man. First Peter chapter 4 and verse 14. If ye be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, happy are ye, right? So we know we're supposed to live, okay, right by the, Esau's governments, do do saying, and then when I say that, I'm not talking about you just say take the job, you go take the job. No, you gotta have faith because there's a way around that. Like it's not really, the MOTB. It ain't MOTB, So you say no to it, you ain't gonna die. You might lose your job, but guess what? If you have faith that the Most High is gonna provide for you, the Most High will do that for you. Okay, the Most High will, provide you, man, provide for you, and give you more. So if you be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you, and on their part he's evil spoken of, but on your part he's glorified, right? So that's gonna happen. But what can Esau do? Nothing. Check this out, right? One of my favorite scripture is one of my favorite scripture, right? Scriptures, should I say? In the book of Saint John, was let's go here real quick. Check this out, right? That's what Yahawashi said. This is the book of Saint John, chapter 11. It's like Saint John, chapter 19, verse 11. Yahawashi answered, "Thou could have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above. Therefore, he that delivered me unto thee have a great sin. It's like a great, I have the greater sin." So Yahawashi here gave an example. Okay, Esau can't come at you and take you away unless the Most High, okay, ordained it to happen. Okay, gave authority to Esau to do it. You see that? So if you're doing the right things, you're gonna be alright. Then if your path is different one to it, the Most High is gonna test you, having Esau coming against you. Yeah, then that's gonna happen, and that's where your faith is, just being tested, just to see if you believe, man. Okay, those things that we have to understand. All right, let's go back to First Peter chapter 4. And it's like if I'm just jumping around too much. Verse 14, if you be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, happy ye, for the spirit of glory and the Most High resteth upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he's glorified, right? That's gonna happen. It's gonna be glorified of you going through all whatever you're going through. This is verse 15, but let none of you suffer as a murderer or as a thief or as an evildoer. All right, you don't want to suffer that, man. All right, okay, or as a busybody in other men's matter. You don't want to suffer as a person who's being out of hand. You be too loud and you doing some shit that don't concern you. You don't want to be that person, man. Okay, you don't want to be that person. All right. If any man suffer as a Hamashiach, and let him be no be ashamed, but let him glorify the Most High on his behalf. That's right. All right. That's how it's gonna be, man. Okay. So let's go back to the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4. For he is minister of the Most High, of good to thee for good. But if thou do what is evil, be afraid, for he beareth no the sword. He beareth no it's like if he beareth no this it's like you. Oh, shit. Yeah. He bear from the sword in the vein, for he's a minister of the Mosai, or the Mosai. A revenge or extra wrath upon him that doth evil, man. There you go. And that's what happened. You want to go ahead and do some crazy shit, man. And these devils gonna take you out, man. Okay? He will take you out. Okay? So we done, man. Hopefully this lesson was edifying to you brothers out there and sisters out there. Hey, shalom.